Om Shanti, and a very good morning from the Aberdeen.Hindu temple in Stonywood. It's a great pleasure to have some time together to have a meditation to start off a good Sunday, a prosperous Sunday, and one filled with happiness. This is an initiative that started with COVID-19 to really bring peace and hope and strength to people who are listening and wanting to meditate. Now, meditation is a very ancient tradition, one where one goes inside to really understand what's going on inside myself, who I really am, and to get to know myself. And out of that, we attain strength, we attain power, we attain clarity, we attain willpower, determination, success, and happiness. All of these things actually come from how I position my mind and how I experience life. What are the filters through which I see life? And how do I respond to the challenges that life are posing at this time? Or any time in life. But you will be in agreement that these are quite unprecedented times where it almost feels as if there's one challenge after the other and the other and the other. Things that we were used to do, we could do, that were easy to attain and added some pleasure in life are no longer so easily available. For example, we cannot go on holiday where we want to go. Or if we do, then we have to quarantine on our way out, possibly do some tests, and quarantine on our way back. And then services are reduced. So the easy access, the cheap access, the full package is no longer available. And these are unprecedented times, but there have been also times in history where people had to endure much bigger challenges. And it is even happening at this time in the world where people are really being between life and death and really having to try hard. Even the people who've been trying to cross the channel in these days of the summer, they are facing real difficulties and hardship. So our thoughts go out to them. And so we can actually consider ourselves that despite all the hardships, beside all the difficulties, we're in a very privileged position and a very lucky position. And then one asks oneself, well, why is it that there are people who are happy and some who are so not neither this nor that, and then there are those who are clearly unhappy, and the amount of mental health problems is actually in this time. And even though it is not as we can see in other parts of the world where people are enduring wars, injustice, natural calamities, difficulties of all, financial difficulties of all types. Even here in the UK, even here in Aberdeen, people are experiencing hardship, loss of work, loss of accommodation, many difficulties, and family death, all these things. So equal time. And so how the question is like, how can I overcome this time? How can I actually remain happiness? How can I be successful? How can I actually enjoy my life? Because even in these times, life has to be enjoyed. One of the images that I love very much is the image of the deity, who is a form of Shiva, of God, and he's dancing in a circle of fire. And when you look at his face, he's in absolute ecstasy, he's in absolute happiness. Although there is fire around him, which means destruction, which means death, which means, a change. But he's in absolute ecstasy. And so one asks herself, well, how can I get to that space, to that stage? How can I feel that happiness? How can I be detached from everything that's happening around me, yet involved? Because to be spiritual means that whilst I'm detached, I'm also involved. I'm always constantly giving. I'm actually being a foundation or a support to others who have not yet found their way to understanding who they are and where to get power. And so that foundation is based on my inner happiness. That foundation is based on having peace of mind. That foundation is based on absolute clarity and honesty of who I am, what I am, and how I can interact with life. And it's also based on a little bit of a theme that I wanted to take up today on tolerance and forgiveness, on the ability to actually accept and welcome the difference, to find dignity in actually accepting different thoughts, different people, different ways of life, different awarenesses, and include them in our global family. And this is what we are. I mean, as human beings, we have the capacity to actually create the world that we have created. But we could also use all our strength and all our power to actually create a world that is based on qualities, on good wishes, on peace, on prosperity, on happiness, on humility, on tolerance. These are all powers. And when I actually create these things inside myself, I actually become like a lighthouse. I become a beacon that actually sends this energy into this world, and others will pick it up. And because it is an energy that is soothing, that is actually creating a good feeling inside ourselves, we want to adopt it. We don't want to adopt a feeling of frustration, of anger, of ego. Because if I have ego, then I'm flipping between ego and powerlessness. So I will actually increase my wish to have power over others so that my power cannot be affected. So to be spiritual really means to actually completely let go of all these things. We call it detachment, which means I detach myself from my desires and my expectations. And it's not that things become less, they actually become more. Because not just detachment, it's not a non-interest in things, but it is actually a non-emotional mixing with the situations around me. It's based on the understanding that I understand what is going on in this world at the moment, and that I take appropriate steps to respond in a positive way, in a positive language, in a positive attitude to the situations around me. And so tolerance becomes really easy because of understanding. It's like a grandparent who has gone through the experience of parenthood, of raising children, of the frustrations that sometimes comes with that, or the challenges that come, and have now developed maturity, have developed a peace and a balance and harmony that they can actually bring to their grandchildren. and they can enjoy them without any stresses of whether they're doing things right or not. And so tolerance really is the ability to give, even if others, give negativity, I will give back positivity, I will give back happiness, I will give back support, I will actually create happiness. And so to be spiritual and to be tolerant and to be happy and to be peaceful, I have to be a leader. I have to be a leader in this. And so it's based on creating habits that I use in my day-to-day life. So spiritual life, and you will be aware of that, is one where I have a certain rhythm, and this rhythm will support me. So I wake up and make time for myself to meditate. And so that time is my treasure store that will support me throughout the whole day. So even if you can start a practice of meditating about 5, 10, and then slowly increase to 15, 20 or more minutes every day, then you will be able to actually sustain a spiritual practice. Because we need to actually understand what is going on inside. We need to find a harmony inside, and based on that harmony, then, respond to the world. So, and this world is very much in need nowadays. So let us actually start to meditate. And so I invite you to find a comfortable place. It can be on the floor, on a chair, on a settee, or wherever you want to be. Try not to be in bed, because that's the best invitation to fall asleep. Because meditation is something where you are awake and alert. And so take a nice deep breath and sit down. Allow yourself just to have those 10, 15, 20 minutes of absolute peace and quietness. Allow yourself to detach yourself from whatever you're going to do, the breakfast you're going to have or had, or the food that is about to be served, the activities you're planning for today. Just let go of everything. Take a nice deep breath and relax. You are now in control of your world around you. And as you let go of the awareness of your surroundings and your day, which you will pick up after this meditation, you're opening up with a bud, like a flower, and you become the rose. And roses are fragrant. Roses are beautiful. Roses create joy inside the hearts of who see them. And so allow yourself to become very, very peaceful. Take a nice deep breath and let go, release into peace. And create that foundation of peace and contentedness that is inside, like a big, big lake, deep and cool, quiet and beautiful. This is like the lake of knowledge that you have, of wisdom that you carry inside yourself. Take another deep breath and just relax your body once more. Feel your heart beating, your feet on the floor. Feel your lungs filling with air and bringing vitality to all your body, your organs, your brain. Allow your face to have a spiritual smile. And relax once more. This is a time for yourself.